Hi, everyone. Welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Did you ever wonder why there's apparently a huge need for more power headed to the White House? I have, and that's what this video is going to explore a little bit. What am I talking about? Well, when the construction project began for the East Wing Ballroom, the big, beautiful ballroom that is being privately funded through donors and at the behest of President Trump, in conjunction with that, some things changed. The local power company, Potomac Electrical Power Company, has started a project to increase their power supply capabilities to that area by 500%, way more than what might be needed from a simple ballroom and the HVA system and lighting that's attached to it, plus, security. So it has chatter in the alt media community going at medium tilt, not high tilt. What's going on under the White House, possibly, that might be requiring this? Now, in a past video, I've looked at the ballroom project and I didn't look underneath the surface of that construction area for a reason. That area houses the PEOC, the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. And while I do think in the past there have been some really nefarious deeds done in underground facilities or areas under the White House, I thought that that East Wing might be exempt because of the fact that the PEOC has been such a high traffic area where there's systems and it's nuclear hardened. It's just a high traffic, I think, official type of area. I wasn't too worried about that. And so that's why I didn't look below ground at the time. And I think it might be time to do it now because I'm wondering what's up with all this increased electrical need for the White House with this project going on. Now, there's official documents that do confirm that as part of this project, one of the things that's happening is security upgrades, reinforcements, and possibly even expanded access or utilities to that PEOC. So a modernization project has been announced but not elaborated on in conjunction with the ballroom construction. And it made Anons perk up when Trump also said back in October, we're also working with the military on the ballroom project, because they want to make sure everything is perfect, and the military is very involved in this. And the military would not be so interested in the chandeliers needed for the ballroom, I don't think. But things going on under the ground there with that POC definitely would be an area of interest. Okay, now one of the chatter points going on in the alt media community is that Project Stargate, a $500 billion project that's going to have some distributed campuses. And right now they're scheduled for Texas, New Mexico, and Ohio, but it's going to be government intel, the intel community defense system, and there's been some talk. Is that what's going on down there? I don't think so, again, because we already know there's some hubs going on in other states, and you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, because if something happens to one, you still want to have some capability out there with other campuses. So it doesn't make sense to me that it would all be going under the White House, but it's quite possible what's going on there is a classified node for federal data integration, continuity of government, AI operations, or edge compute. So let's see. Let's just ask the universe about that. Are they building classified facilities, survivable operations infrastructure, and or an Operation Stargate hub? Is that what's going on? Because like I said, no ballroom sound system or HVA system and security system is going to require that much of an increase of electrical energy capability. So let's find out. I'm going to switch the camera, work with the cards, ask that question, and we'll find out the answer together. So we'd like this information to be free of any veiling or obscuring efforts to it, other than what might be needed for operational security, true operational security. We want to know, are they building classified facilities, survivable operation infrastructure, and or an Operation Stargate hub under the White House? What's up with all this huge increase, 500% increase of electrical power capability needed as this ballroom construction and PEOC modernization proceeds, plus additional insights and information. We have the King of Cups, Temperance, Five of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Tower, Three of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. This is an interesting combination. Let's look at what the cards are telling us so far, and then we'll look a little deeper with four more cards and see what's going on. First of all, yeah, they're keeping the true scope and scale of the upgrades and what's going on. They're keeping it. This is our poker face guy. Okay, this is a leadership with a poker face. So they're absolutely, they've shared some of what's going on, but again, not as much as what really is going on. And the universe is, I think, giving us some information about this because they've been overly cautious with the information they share just out of habit or uh, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, but they haven't been totally forthcoming about it. They've only given us part of the information. Now, yeah, in the past, the PEOC, the capabilities for it needed to be expanded, and that's what's going on here, indicated with the Five of Pentacles card. That in a case of emergency and as military capabilities and attack capabilities have increased, so has the need to harden up that area even more and expand it, in their opinion. And it's going really well. They're happy with the way the project is going. And so that's good to know. And yeah, there is a Stargate element going on with what's going on here. I'm getting the download again that it's more of a node or a hub. Not going to be the whole thing. Not going to be the whole thing. There's also some other capability going on there. I would not be at all surprised. I'm getting a nudge that they're even going to have a teleportation area that the energy is going to require for that. That's going to be something, again, that behind the scenes, not for public use yet, is going to be included in what's going on with that facility, which is good because if you could teleport out of there, you could absolutely avoid any kind of a attack or what have you. So, they say the best way to take a hit is not to be there when it lands. That would do it. Now, the tower, again, they're looking ahead. They're anticipating that there's going to be a need as our world changes. There's going to be a need to just have this. If you have the ability, sometimes that in itself stops the attack from happening. But because they're thinking ahead here. The times are changing, and they know it's changing. Look, with the Ten of Wands is telling us that yeah, change is inevitable. It's coming, and while they're hoping to be. And I said they're happy about the progress, okay? The capability by itself is going to help keep some of the potential shenanigans, or the various acts that could happen to the White House or our government infrastructure from happening. So it's kind of a, better safe than sorry type of scenario going on. Let's see what else the universe wanted us to know about this project and why that electrical need has increased so dramatically. We have the King of Swords. The Knight of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and Knight of Swords. Okay. Again, lots of swords going on here. Again, this indicates some military involvement. And so, yeah, like I said, they're not interested in what type of chandelier goes into the ballroom, but what's going on underneath is of high military intelligence and importance, and they're determined to see this project through. And it's going really well. So yeah, Operation Stargate, a hub or node there. Yeah, and there's some capabilities going on with Operation Stargate up to and including, and not limited to, even teleportation. That's what I'm getting. So let's recap. There is a ballroom project going on at the White House. We all know that. That's been ongoing for months. And also, as a matter of public record, there is some modernization and hardening going on for the Presidential Emergency Operations Center directly under that East Wing. So we asked today, we noticed that the electrical company that supplies the White House with power, is working to increase that power supply possibility by 500%. And this is an area that doesn't have new building going on, actually has declining empty office buildings, etc. Why do they need that kind of an increase was what we were wondering. What's going on? And there was some chatter in the alt media community that what might be going on is connected to Operation Stargate. And so we asked the universe about that. What's going on? Is this going to be a hub of some sort? Is Operation Stargate going in under the White House? Well, no, it's not, because there's campuses already being built in other states. Think of satellite offices, but a central command hub. Quite possibly, the universe did give us a nod to that. Let's see what else they did. First of all, they said that the project is going very, very, very well. Absolutely going well. They've only announced part of what's going on, as we know. That's why I came on and said, let's explore it with the tarot. They've been a little circumspect and erred on the side of caution as far as what they admitted to what's going on with this project. We already know that the above ground construction disrupted some ley line energy, which is really, really good. But then what's up with all this electrical need? They're doing it anticipating that if there's problems, they want to be able to handle them. So there are some problems that are anticipated, and they're hoping that in the course of having this kind of an updated facility, modern facility, just the fact that it would be useless to attack it could help keep some of these tower moments from being as big as they could. But in the future, a tower moment's coming. They're hoping to, again, have it be minimal as far as so they can celebrate that it was much less than what the opposition had hoped for. But things are changing, absolutely changing. And the cards seem to indicate also with this capability, and I got a little nudge about this, that one of the aspects of Operation Stargate may include some teleportation capabilities. So, and that those right now would take a big power surge to operate. So I thought that was really interesting to at least speculate on, and seemed like we got a nudge in that direction. So yeah, it's not all sound systems, HVAC, and chandeliers drawing that energy. They've got some big things going on under the White House, but they're designed to again, walk softly, carry a big stick, show a readiness that makes an attack useless to pursue. And I'm all for that. All for that. So that's what's up with the White House ballroom, at least underground now. And I kept my exploration simply to the East Wing because I didn't want to muddy it up with maybe other areas that still need or are undergoing some cleanup or have had actions that you wouldn't want anybody to really have dinner conversation about. I kept it under the East Wing, and that's where some good military preparations are going on, and security operations, etc. So it's nothing nefarious. It's just interesting to know that there's more going on than they said, and that yeah, it does seem to have some association with Operation Stargate, which we may want to take a look at that in a future video and see what's going on with that as far as capability announced and then potential. But we just looked today at what's going on under the ballroom and why do they need so much more power headed into that facility, or they're anticipating a need for it. It was interesting to find out, I thought. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. I do want to mention before I sign off completely that my weekly collaboration with Lady D, which we usually do on Monday, is going to happen Tuesday. That's one of the reasons I'm putting this up today for you so that there's some fresh content up. But tomorrow we'll do our collaboration, talk about the week, and do a couple of tarot draws to see what the universe wants to add to what was in the news because we know we don't get the full story just from the mainstream alone. So we have to go to some unusual measures to try to find out the rest of the story. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope we see you tomorrow when we do our collaboration. And in the meantime, I wish you love, light, and everything bright. If you want it, it's yours. Bye.